Buyer purchasing power has gone down by 23% since this time last year. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what that means for you if you are looking to be able to purchase a new home or maybe purchase a new real estate opportunity, and what you can also do in order to make sure that you are protecting your wealth and building your wealth during this recessionary time. Let's talk about that. What you need to understand is the ways that are impacting the real estate market, and that would be supply, demand, interest rates, and the economy. And just a quick look at Redfin here, who has compiled a lot of information in regards to the real estate market, and they do a great job with that. The first thing that they mention here is that new listing of homes have gone down by 15.4% year over year. The Home Buyer Demand Index, which is the measure of how many people are out there looking for new homes, is actually down 12% year over year. Also, 30-year mortgage interest rates have gone up to 5.55%, which is down from their high a couple months ago, but it is something that it's hovering around those mid 5% range, which is up well over 2% from a year ago. And also this year, we found that the US inflation rate has hit a 40-year high of 9.1%. So this is something that we're having a lot of different things that are impacting the real estate market all at once. And it's something that we have to understand how these different things impact each other. In this video, we're talking about that, and we are talking about the 3 shocking truths that are going to help you understand the real estate market crash and what you can do in order to make sure that you are still able to build wealth during this time. The first thing is that some markets are actually going to appreciate while some markets will depreciate. So some markets will go up and some markets will go down. So this is in from Zillow, and they say home prices to fall in these 123 housing markets while 780 markets will go higher in 2023. So this is something to keep an eye out on and understand that in the majority of markets, housing prices are going to increase to an extent, but in some they will even go down in those markets. There were actually many markets that were very speculative markets, and in those markets, they actually have already started to see a decline in their prices. The top 10 markets seeing cuts in asking prices are Boise, Idaho, 61.5%, Denver, Colorado, 55.1%, Salt Lake City, Utah, 51.6%, Tacoma, Washington, 49.5%, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49.3%, Sacramento, California, 48.7%, Seattle, Washington, 46.3%, Portland, Oregon, 45.7%, Tampa, Florida, 44.5%, and Indianapolis, Indiana, 44.1%. So these are the different locations that are actually seeing the highest price cuts for real estate, and this is just an obvious sign that at least in these locations, and the asking price that you can have is going down a lot, and it's becoming a lot more of a buyer's market, as it were, as compared to what it's been for a while, which has been a seller's market in real estate. Here's the second shocking truth that you may not know when it comes to the real estate market, and that's that the interest rates are determining what you can actually afford when it comes to your purchasing power for that new home. You see, that house that you had your eye on last year is no longer the same price for you. It's most likely going to be a higher asking price. So let's say it was $150 a year ago, it's most likely somewhere around $170, $180, something like that. It's also something that the interest rate for that 30-year mortgage is going to be a lot higher than it once was. Last year, you could have found something in the 3% range for your mortgage interest rates. Now you're at 5.55%. So that's something that is a huge jump from last year. The thing that you should know when it comes to this, for every 1% that mortgage rates go up, we tend to see 10% less buyer purchasing power. And so over the last year, mortgage interest rates have gone up over 2.3%. And so this would mean that for the buyer purchasing power has gone down by 23% based off of this metric. Housing inventory nationwide rises for the first time in years. So this is something that over the years of the pandemic, many people were not selling homes at the same level or at the same speed as they would have in years previous because of everything that was going on. And so it's almost as if everybody stopped doing that for quite some time. Now that things are going a little crazy, a little awry in the economy, that people are starting to list their homes in order to get those sold, or maybe they're going to move into a new home, different location. Who knows? But this is something that's happening at a record pace right now. If you were to look back just 1 year ago, a mortgage payment that would have cost you $1,265 per month is now actually going to cost you $1,944. And this is an increase of 53.7% over last year's price. So this is something that if you were getting into a home now, it's something that you're going to be able to afford just naturally because of everything that's going on, a lot less of a home if you still only have the same amount of money to be able to put down on that home or to be able to pay for those monthly payments. Shocking truth number 3 is that new listings for homes are actually on the decline after having risen for the last couple years. Here are a few things you can do in order to make sure that you are positioning yourself in the right way for the future. Learn as much as you can about the real estate market. This is something that you can do simply by researching here on YouTube and learning more about this market, what's going on now, and how to actually properly invest in the real estate market. If you're able to set aside some money so that you're positioned to be able to buy a good opportunity in the future, then this is something that you would want to do now. Or you can even fix up your current home. That's what I'm currently doing with the home that me and my family live in, is fixing up that home so that we're able to use it in the future as a rental property and be able to get the most money out of it. And so that's the opportunity that we're using right now. But you can either do that, or you can find a new home to be able to invest in the near future by learning as much as possible. You also want to make sure that you are securing your job and also your side hustle if you have one of those. So make sure that you are being invaluable there at that job, that they would be crazy to ever fire you, as times are getting more tough and there's naturally just going to be some give and take with the labor market and with people actually being employed or employed in the same way that they are currently. If you're able to do something different at your current job and make more money, that may be a good idea. Or if you're able to move to a different job and make more money, that also is going to be a good option, because you want to be able to show the banks and the lenders that you are increasing in the amount of money that you're making and that you're going to be a good risk for a mortgage when it comes time to be able to buy that new property. Also, if you have any sort of bad debt, that would be things like credit cards. You want to make sure that you're paying those off in full and not keeping any sort of balance on that, because that's going to impact what's called your debt to income ratio. And this is the ratio that mortgage lenders are using to understand how much money you can actually afford to be paying on a mortgage payment every single month. And so the lower your debt to income ratio is, the better that's going to be for you to be approved for a new mortgage for a home. Hey, if you found value out of this, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any sort of future content. I do release videos every single Monday. Now make good decisions and build that wealth. Thanks so much.